Welcome to the TEENPRENEUR Show. I'm your host, Dia Coley, and I'm a teenpreneur, bringing you global entrepreneurs who are teenagers. They've started out really young and are an inspiration to all. They prove to be the perfect example of how teenagers can rise high. So tune into this show every week to know more about these young game changers and be inspired by these teens. Watch the young dream big. Now on with the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the TEENPRENEUR Show. I'm your host, Dia Coley, and I'm also a teen entrepreneur. I'm the founder of Redone It by Dia, which is a company that recycles, empowers women, and donates towards cancer treatment and cancer research. And now we're finally in November. It feels like we just started the TEENPRENEUR Show, but we're so excited for this new Christmas season and the holiday season. But let's bring on our guest. It's Ananya Nadu. She's 18 years old and from Nagpur, India. Let's bring her on. Hello, Ananya. How are
Hi,
you?
how are
Thank
you?
you for joining with us. I'm great. I know it's really early for you. I think it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, but thank you for
Yeah,
joining.
I would call it night.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
night, basically. It feels like night.
Hmm.
But how about you start off by telling us about yourself?
Um, I'm Ananya. I'm 18. I'm from a state in India called Maharashtra. I live in a city called Nagpur. It's relatively a smaller city compared to the other ones, but it's my
Mhm.
hometown. Um, I've always been an artist. I think I started art classes when I was in the third grade.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's just been going on since then.
That's so great.
Yeah.
And tell us about the Alternative Art House.
So I named it the alternate art house because I just alternate between all kinds of art forms. If you scroll down way before age, it wasn't always sneakers and shoe artwork, but I did portraits more than anything. I still do
Mhm.
portraits. That's how I began. I love drawing people and faces. Um, Yeah, that's how I started. I like watercolors, I like charcoal, and
Yeah.
it somehow gradually came up to customizations and artwork on shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and I found that so interesting when I looked at your Instagram page. You started off with like charcoal kind of portraits or pencil portraits, and then you kind of progressed into sneakers, and I just
Yeah.
found it so amazing.
Yeah.
So how did you get into customizing sneakers?
It's a really funny story because a friend of mine actually wanted me to paint on his old Air Force Ones. And it
Mm-hmm.
was something new for me, and I had already painted on like jeans and tops and stuff, but I was like, okay, shoes, that sounds good. I haven't painted on a pair of shoes since I was in the sixth grade, so I'm gonna go for it. And he wanted me to paint it was this famous painting. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called the Great Wave of Kanagawa. It's a Japanese painting, and he
Yeah.
wanted me to do that on his Nikes. And I just did it. I took the longest time back then. I took like a month to do it because I was so nervous that I would ruin them for him. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I took a really long time and I enjoyed it so much that whenever I got an inquiry, I never turned it down. I was like, oh, sure, I'll do it for you. And it just
Wow, that
somehow
sounds like so
started.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my business really
that's
started on a fluke.
I know, but it
Yeah,
looks so amazing now, and you're doing so great.
thank you so much.
Um, of course. So I want to know, is the alternate art house still a very diverse artworks, or is it now
Yes.
focused on sneakers?
No, it's still very diverse. I still do portraits on order. I I think I haven't posted a portrait in a long time, which is why it seems like it's only a shoe customization page. But
Yeah.
that's what's been taking most of my time lately. So,
hmm
yeah.
and when did you start this business?
I think I started it about a year ago, but it really
Okay.
progressed around 6, 7 months ago. Yeah.
hmm
And it just
And
went up.
yeah. And was your portraits that you mentioned before also commissions or were they just for fun?
Um, some of them were fun, some of them were for practice.
hmm
Actually, I can just show you. I can tell
Yeah.
you which ones were commissions and which ones I just did out of practice. Okay, I'm on my Instagram. I have a lot of shoes. If you see this one was a commission. It was can you see it? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. It
This
looks
was a
so
commission.
amazing.
That's Federer. He's the tennis player. And
hmm
I can show you the ones I've practiced on. So
Yeah.
this is an Indian actress, if you know Deepika Padukone.
Yeah.
So
I love the colors that
yeah,
you're using
I
into it
just did
too. It
that.
adds like brightness to the
Yeah,
picture.
yeah.
Um,
Um, if you know Johnny Depp, I did a
mhm.
Pirates of the Caribbean one.
Oh
So
wow, that's
yeah,
so good.
yeah.
So I know you mentioned that you started classes when you were 3 years old, but do you
Oh no,
think you
third
have,
grade.
oh sorry, third grade, sorry, my
Yep.
bad. But have you still been learning new skills through this business?
Yeah. Yeah, I have learned a lot through my business because when I
Mhm.
started, I had such idea about sneaker art and what kind of paints to use. And gradually, I
Yeah.
just did so much research. It took a lot of research and a lot of hours on YouTube and on the websites. I had to just hunt down websites to order the paints from. So I use these Angelus leather paints. You
hmm
use them for leather products. You can use them for bags. You can use them for shoes, anything leather. And yeah, and there are types of ways you have to like find out how to make them durable, how to use them properly,
Yeah.
because um, if you do you know what a fixative is by any chance? It's like a
I
varnish.
don't.
You
Maybe
apply
no.
that on top of the paint. So you can't apply
hmm
that too soon. You can't apply that too late.
Okay. Did you know this stuff before starting off, or did you just learn these
Not
through the
my
way?
first few shoes.
hmm
The first few shoes I did, I had no idea. I used to just go for it. But every pair of shoes I do, I learn something new. Like a new trick or like just something new. Just how to do it
hmm
faster maybe or how to save time, how to still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you learn these things through maybe feedback of customers, or do you just learn it through the
Yes,
experience of doing it?
that's very important to me. I take feedback under consideration a lot.
hmm
Especially like I'm doing a personalized order. um,
Yeah.
I like really communicate with the client and I ask them
Mhm.
like this, do you like that? What colors would you like better? And like give my own suggestions as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also now want to talk more about your sneaker products in particular as well.
Mhm.
So, what different types of customization can you do?
Um, I have been experimenting with glow in the dark lately,
Oh,
but
wow.
it's really tough. I'm still
hmm
not finding the right pigments and stuff. That's something I'm experimenting with. Otherwise, I can do metallics like gold
Yeah.
and silver and bronze. I can
hmm
do different kinds of artwork. Like I can do gradients, for example. I can do the splatter effect. I can draw like paint almost anything, I guess.
hmm
Yeah, I
That's
think
so
90%.
cool.
I don't want to be too confident. Almost 90% I can draw on the shoes. But
That's
yeah.
so great.
Yeah.
And also, do you buy the sneakers for the products?
I leave it up to the client to decide whatever they are comfortable with because I'm
Mhm.
okay with there are a lot of resellers in India, a lot of sneaker pages who sell sneakers, and I just buy from
Mhm.
them. Otherwise, if the client is more comfortable with buying it themselves, I just let them.
Mhm. And how do they get the pairs that they buy to you?
They just ship it to me. Like I give them money, they
Okay.
can ship it to me.
Oh wow, that's so
I
cool.
do it from my room. I just paint at
Oh
home.
really?
Yeah,
Oh
I don't
wow.
have
So
like
do you
a
get,
store.
does it get messy sometimes or anything?
Yeah, my room is really messy sometimes. I have paint
I
all
bet
over.
because all the stuff that you use, it sounds
Yeah.
very chaotic.
Yeah, it is. It sometimes really is.
hmm And I know you said you kind of are very diverse, but what other types of customizations can you do? Like on different, other than
Um,
sneakers?
Other than sneakers, I can do bags. I can do jeans as I mentioned before.
hmm
Um, what else? Anything, I guess. A wallet, maybe.
Wow,
I have painted a phone case of mine before,
uh-huh.
like a phone case. I've done that before, but I'm not really into that, but I've done it. Um,
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I guess anything, any surface I can imagine
hmm
something creative on, I can just do it.
Yeah, I love how you're so open to like literally anything you
Yeah,
can paint on. That's just
that's
so
why the
great.
alternate art house. It's just fun that way.
Yeah. hmm And how can someone buy your products?
They can DM me because for now I haven't made
Mhm.
a website or anything, so I usually
Mhm.
just DMs myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think it would be so difficult to be so personalized, which is what your company's all
Yeah,
about on a website.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Because even if I make like a Google form or something, it's gonna be really
uh-huh.
hard for someone to
Yeah.
explain what they want in it.
hmm And how do you balance orders? Because I bet you have so many coming in.
It's really hard. I have to turn down a bunch. I try to
Oh,
take as
wow.
many as I can, but
hmm
I try to keep like a certain amount every month. Like I try not to overwhelm, but yeah,
Oh,
because
wow.
I think it was 2 months ago when I had so many orders that I had to like stay up every night doing that. Plus, I had
hmm
to prep exams. Plus, have a social life. So it was really hard.
No, yeah, I
Yeah,
bet.
that taught me
Um,
something.
yeah. So you mentioned that you had to turn down some. Can you tell me, like, on what basis do you decide to do an
Um,
order or to decline it?
I had to turn it down. I turned down most of them because the deadline they would want it by would not work for me.
Mm,
Like I try not to turn down most orders and try to just push it to maybe next month or something. But
yeah.
if I have to turn down an order, I have to turn down an order.
Yeah, and I totally understand that. Have you ever turned down an order based on what someone has asked you to do, or is it just the deadlines?
Um, I think it's just the deadlines. I think
hmm
maybe once or twice the design they wanted me to do, I hadn't figured out how to do. For example, the glow in the dark. I still haven't figured
Yeah.
that out. So I would not be able to take an order for that yet till I've
hmm
experimented with it enough and I know it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Or like
And that's,
reflective products, reflective laces, or like
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, I totally understand that because you want to give your customers the best that you can
Mm,
do. And I'm so glad that you do decline orders because that's something that most business orders are actually afraid of doing. And that's so great that you are able to, say that this is what you want to do. Um, can you tell me some more ways you like to connect with your customers?
Sometimes if it's a really complicated order, I like to get on a call with them
Oh,
because
wow.
texting just makes it a bit complicated because I might not
Mhm.
reply instantly or I might reply instantly and you won't reply. So it's just easier sometimes to do it on a call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and now I have maybe a little tricky question for you because you may be biased, but which is your favorite product that you have made so far?
Uh, I have a few in mind actually.
Okay.
Do you know the artist Michelangelo?
Yes, I do.
So I did his God of Hand on a pair of shoes. I
Oh,
can show it to
wow.
you. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I did this. I think this
That
is one
is
of my
so amazing.
favorites yet.
How
Yeah,
long did
because
that
this is
take
the
you to
kind of
make?
artwork. It took me a few days
Oh,
because I
wow.
had to go every time I finished a layer of paint, I had to do it all over again. It was
Oh
like,
my
I
God.
think this is at least 50 layers of paint. So,
Oh, wow.
I really like this one.
Yeah.
I really
They
like
look,
this one. This is a Suicide Squad themed pair of customs. If you can see,
those
it's
look
got a
so
drip,
cool.
it's got a gradient, and it's got a neon shade, which I really like.
Mhm.
So I like that one as well. I know you said favorite, but I'm showing you like three. Um, this is a pair of glitch themed Nikes I did,
Oh,
which
those
I
are
really
so
like.
cool. Yeah, those are
Yeah, I really
amazing.
like these ones.
Uh-huh. I'm actually
Yeah,
so
I think
surprised
these
that
are my
those
top three.
take you. Yeah, I'm so surprised that those take you like only days. I would think they
Wait,
would take you
your
weeks.
voice broke off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said I would think those would take you
Yeah.
so much longer to make, and you only finish them in a couple of days, which is so cool.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm really enjoying it, I don't think I can do anything. It's the same for a portrait. Like if I'm really
Mhm.
enjoying it, I would just not be able to do any of that.
Yeah. Um,
Like
and
I'll
I know you said they take you like a lot of paint and you have to keep redoing it. Is that sometimes disencouraging that you're not getting it perfectly?
um I'm doing an artwork, especially not for myself. If I'm doing it for someone else, I would want it
Mhm.
to be as close to perfect as possible. So yeah, it is annoying sometimes if I don't get it the way I want, but I get there
Mhm.
eventually. So
Yeah, and I mean, they look amazing still. So that's so great.
thank
And I know you said it's very difficult for you to balance your time, but do you have any strategies you use to balance your time?
I never compromise on going out with my friends or like just having fun with them, going out for coffee or
Mhm.
whatever. I never on any of that. Um, because it's somewhat of like I don't want to say catharsis, but giving my mind a break, basically. Because
Yeah,
I don't want to think about all the time because it's a full-time job for me. It's something I'm doing on the side.
yeah.
So yeah, that's all.
And
I just don't
that's
stop
a
myself
great,
from, yeah.
yeah, that's a great thing to keep in mind also. I want to know, is this business something you plan on continuing?
Um, I don't know that yet because I haven't thought about how far I want to take it, but I would want to take a break from it at some point when I start going to college. Like my gap year,
Hmm.
how I got the time to do. like a side business. But
Yeah.
eventually, when I get to college, I might want to take a break from it. So maybe after that, get back into it. That's good.
Yeah. And what do you plan on studying in college? Is it related to art?
Um, yeah, I'm planning to get into design, like communication design
Oh, wow.
or graphic
Okay.
design, one of the two. I haven't
Hmm.
sorted that
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know you've really been into the arts for a lot of your years, but how has the more business side been for you, the experience of actually running a business?
I think it's taught me a lot because I have
Hmm.
to, especially like the marketing. I have spent so much time making videos, clicking photos, the editor being the photographer. I have
Hmm.
to I have to make an Excel sheet to like keep a record of every single order, and I have to like
Yeah.
remember like what I when the deadline is for which order and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So it's just given me so many new skills that
Yeah.
is good. It's really good.
Yeah. And
Like at
you
first it
have,
was a little overwhelming, I won't lie, but it's really good after a
mhm.
point. Like when you get used to it.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, yeah, you've grown so much over the years, and like, I mean, over this 1 year actually. Sorry. And you just have been expanding and growing, and you have thousands of followers, which is so amazing. Can you tell me what media platform do you think is best for a business?
I think right now in this in at least in the past 2 years, Instagram has been really good for small businesses, no matter what you're selling. Even if you're selling
Hmm.
something candles, it's a really good platform because it just
Yeah.
reaches such a wide audience. And I know like a lot of businesses complain about how the algorithm keeps changing, or even influencers for a second. Like they complain about how the algorithm is so crazy and messed up. But I think it helps reach such a crazy audience, and I have seen that. I don't know, I just think the professional dashboard is really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know
And
that
it's really
an audience.
encouraging.
Yeah. No, yeah, I totally agree with you. Um, there are a bunch of sneakerhead businesses out there. I even know a couple of my friends who do
Yeah.
it. So it must be challenging for you, but what ways do you try to make yourself more unique?
I try to personalize it as much as possible. Um, like for instance, this one person wanted to gift his friend a BTS themed pair of customs. I've never seen those before. So like I
Hmm.
would hate to turn down that order. Or someone wanted to gift someone a pair of Call of Duty customs, and I did not
Hmm.
turn down that order. It's just really
Yeah,
exciting for me when I new.
that's so great. And like, I know it must be so difficult to sometimes like try a new artwork or like a form of art that
Yeah.
you've never done before. So it's a great way to challenge yourself too.
Yeah. No, it's really
Um,
fun. Especially with Instagram, I have challenged myself so much because I don't really have an account where I post a lot of reels, like my personal account. And on
yeah.
my art account, I've been so active for the past few months, just constantly making reels, designing stuff, and just posting them. It's just a lot, which is good,
Hmm.
but it's just something really new to me.
Yeah. And kind of on those like areas, could you tell us maybe some tips that you've learned from your experience for other business owners?
Yes, I think try to stay active, try to
Mhm.
communicate as much as possible. Like after a point, I know replying to DMs is just you just don't want to do it because everyone asks the same questions like a billion times, and
Mhm.
you just get so sick of replying to every question again and again. I just say get
Mhm.
over it. Just do it. Just be patient and reply to everyone. It's a new conversation. So I think
Yeah.
interaction is really important. Posting a lot of stories, not just posts, but stories, just your day-to-day
Mhm.
activities or anything. That's important. I think especially with Instagram Reels, it's really
Yeah.
important to use like a trending
Hmm.
because it's
Yeah.
gonna help it a lot. It's gonna help it reach a really wide audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are like some examples of ways like you kind of publicize or advertise your stuff? I know you said reels, but are there any other ways that you
Yeah.
like to promote?
Um, a bunch of accounts have given me shout outs, but none of which I have
Hmm.
personally asked them to, which I'm grateful, like that you chose to give me a shout out. But
Yeah.
that's a way how I've reached accounts. But I have contacted a lot of sneaker accounts, sneaker pages by myself just to
Hmm.
get in touch. Like, oh, hey, you have a sneaker selling page. If you're in ever need of any customizations, don't hesitate to DM me. So just like to make a friendly
Yeah.
name out there. Yeah. So
Wow,
people
like
won't
that's such
like
a great
hesitate to get
idea.
in touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to like
Um,
text a message.
yeah. Have you
Yeah.
ever, on that note, have you ever collabed with a sneakerhead or maybe a different artist for a work?
I have collaborated with another sneaker page.
Hmm.
I actually did the customization for him, but it was like for his page. And
Yeah.
it was a plain pair of white shoes, which I turned into a pair of coffee dunks, if that made sense. It was a coffee themed pair. So I dyed the
Wow,
laces in coffee and I
that sounds
painted
so
the
cool.
shoe in shades of brown. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that was one collaboration I had done.
Wow. Do you plan on doing more collaborations? Is that something that interests you?
Um, I don't mind collaborations, but
Mhm.
I haven't gotten any offers yet. So I don't know who to contact about that if you want an honest
Mhm.
opinion. I don't know how the entire influencer thing works at all. I just know how to
Uh-huh.
manage an art account.
I mean, you
Yeah.
are doing great so far, so I bet you're gonna even build
Yeah.
it up even more and become an influencer.
I hope so.
Yeah. And in your opinion, can you tell me what do you think makes for a successful business?
I think if you display a product that would actually be useful to someone, or even if it's
Mhm.
not that useful, but the way you display it, like you make the person believe that, okay, you need this is pretty, or this is aesthetic, or this is really cool, you need this. I think that's a way to go for it.
Wow, like that's a
Because
great way to think
I
about
think,
it too.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I think I've bought a lot of unnecessary things from a lot of business people, like Instagram businesses, just because I like the way it looks.
Mhm. Yeah, and like that's such a big part of business, which is kind of
Mhm.
quiet and what people don't really realize. And you've been doing so great with it, with your reels that you've been talking about and all the advertising that you've been doing. So that definitely helps your point. That's just great. And this might be a tough one, but what has been your biggest challenge so far with this business?
I have to say replying to DMs again because it's such a task after like at least
Yeah.
after you hit a point in which your account, your page is being recognized, your business is being recognized. I
Hmm.
think it's really hard to reply to so many DMs at once
Yeah.
because it is time consuming, but also,
Hmm.
as I said, it's tiring to reply to the same questions again and again. So that is one. Also, it is very hard for me to turn down an order because, I
Hmm.
mean, if the client really wants me to do a work, and I have to say no, I just feel really bad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
One thing
Or
that
like
I've
a
learned,
design which I know I can't do, yeah. And I have to
yeah.
say no. Something
One
like
thing
that.
that I learned through running my business is a great way to get people to stop answering like those repetitive questions is kind of creating a FAQ page. So where
I
you can
have been
ask,
really thinking about that. I was
yeah,
gonna do it 2 days ago, but I procrastinated and I just didn't do it. So yeah, that's something I've been thinking of.
yeah, that's a great addition to a business, which definitely helps.
Yeah,
So I definitely suggest that for you. Um, but
I'm gonna
thank
do that
you.
tonight.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you, Ananya, for talking with us. Do you want to share
Thank you
your
so
social
much
media
for asking
handles?
me. Yes, um,
Mhm.
just narrate it, or
Yeah.
should I like show it? So
Either way,
my
whatever.
art account is called, can you see it? The
Mhm.
Alternate Art House. It's a long one, but yeah, Alternate Art House. That's it.
Yeah, and we also have it right underneath you, so it's all spelled out for our
Oh,
viewers too.
okay, that's good. I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
Well, thank you, Ananya, again for talking with us. It was
Thanks for
great
having
knowing
me.
about you. Of course, and thank you everyone for watching, and make sure to tune in for our next show. See you next week. Thank you for watching the Teenpreneur Show with Dia Coley. Follow us for more information at teenpreneur.show on Instagram. To be a part of the show, fill out the form in the Instagram bio. See you next week.